Hi, everybody.
Hello, people.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Today we're going to be talking about fake DOMs once again. I'm probably going to be doing a series on this because there's just a lot of behaviors that I think, if identified, people can save themselves a lot of hurt, because there's a lot of subs and littles who are new, who are trying this out and kind of trusting the people they meet to be on top of things. Because to be honest, DOMs, y'all are supposed to be on top of things. You're supposed to be self-reflective. You're supposed to be educated. You're supposed to know what's healthy and what's not. And these littles and subs are trusting you to do so. And sometimes placing their trust many times placing their trust in places they shouldn't, because unfortunately there is a lot of toxic behavior going on in the DDLG community, specifically on the sides of the DOMs. And that's why fake daddy is a term that everyone here is familiar with. And fake dom. So one of the most common things, after accruing thousands and thousands of messages from thousands and thousands of subs and littles over the past couple of years, I'm sharing with you some common themes. And today we're going to talk about fake DOMs using DDLG, being a daddy, and being a DOM as an excuse to perpetrate toxic manipulative behavior. And Is tell you exactly some examples of what that looks like. If you have a daddy or a DOM who is saying things like, who is making you feel, I guess we'll approach it from this angle. This is how you know trauma has been done to you. If you have never given your partner any reason to mistrust you, you've never cheated, you've never gone behind their back and hidden messages of flirting with guys and things like that, and you're afraid to like a picture of a guy's, because your DOM may see that and come at you all half-cocked and say, who is this guy? What are you doing? Who are you talking to? Let me see give me your passwords. Let me get in your account. I need to see what's going on because I'm a DOM and I'm in control of things. And what's going on there is this self-proclaimed DOM is nothing more than an insecure person who has toxic behavior issues, who is using BDSM as a way to cover them up, to say, oh, no, I'm not insecure, because insecurity is not a characteristic of a DOM. Being a DOM is a position of, I am powerful. I am someone who is to be respected because I'm a respectable person. Not because I'm forcing you to respect me, but because you wish to respect me, because I have your respect. Okay? Insecurity is saying, I don't believe I'm good enough. I don't believe I'm good enough. So I am going to make sure that you don't talk to anybody. I'm going to hide you in a box, because if you find someone better than me, it threatens me. Okay? So if your DOM is doing this to you and you feel afraid to speak to people, afraid to be yourself throughout your daily life, thinking of every action, oh my gosh, am I going to hurt them or upset them by doing this, to an unreasonable extent, to where there's no rhyme or reason to why they're getting upset. You haven't done anything to cause it. Is there, like I said, fear of messaging someone, fear of answering a message if someone has a question that's respectful, fear of it looking a certain way, kind of stuff. Those are signs of trauma. And what happens when you've been through these experiences, then you go to your next relationship. And I've had relationships with people like this who say, hey, I was out today and I went to a friend's house and I drove him home. Are you mad? And I would be like, why would I be mad? Why would I be mad you drove a coworker home or did something like that? Well, my ex always freaked out and was like, would question me. And then I even had someone say, I'm sorry I wasn't answering your text. I took a nap and I fell asleep. And I'd be like, okay, cool. I'm glad you got some sleep. And they go, you're okay? I'm like, why wouldn't I be okay? Well, because my ex never believed I was actually sleeping, and he'd question me and say, let me see your phone and do all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm not your ex. So, those things cause trauma. And that trauma gets carried over into your next relationships and can cause issues in your relationships. And they cause things you have to heal from. And the longer you stay in these situations with these people, the worse that trauma is going to get. And the more it's going to impact your next relationships. So that's a good question to ask yourself. Are you afraid of your partner's response? Not in a respect way, like, oh, I want to be good for daddy because I have these rules of conduct and all these different things. Not in that sense, but in a sense of he goes nuts when I fall asleep or I don't answer. So I have to set my ringer really loud and I have to sleep next to my phone, because if it rings and I don't answer, it's not like a dominance thing where it's like, oh, you've been a bad girl. It's a serious insecurity thing where it's like, don't you ever do that again. I was panicked and I thought you were out with someone else, and you know what I mean? So those are some characteristics I've seen of fake doms. If someone is in that much of an emotional state where they cannot be secure in their relationship for no apparent reason, they have no business being in a vanilla relationship before they address their insecurities, let alone a BDSM one, let alone a DDLG one. So that's all I have to say on that topic. I hope this is helpful to some of you. I hope you all seek to have healthy relationships. And honestly, I am not trying to shame those of you who have toxic behavioral issues. We all have issues. I have had toxic behavioral issues in my past. I'm 33 years old. I've been through a lot in life. We've all grown. We've all been that insecure teenager who was nervous their first girlfriend was going to leave. But we get over those things and we look in the mirror and we reflect.
She did.
What?
Because she did.
She did what? I missed that. I don't know what Minnie's joke is there. But but we get over those things and we improve. So likewise, if you're a sub watching this and you realize you're in a bad place, get away from that toxic person. And if you are a dom who realizes, you know what, this kind of sounds like me right now, don't just get aggressive and say, well, screw you, man, blah, 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 blah. Take a moment. And if you message me and you say, hey, this is me right now, I need help, I'm not going to lecture you. I'm going to say, you know what, you just did a very dominant big thing. You know, it may sound like, oh, that's a weak thing to admit I was wrong. No, it's a strong thing. And you're taking the first step in getting on the right path. So please don't take this as me trying to trash a certain person. Everyone does wrong things, but getting right is the first step in the right direction. So if you need my help, reach out on my Instagram. The link is in the description. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And thank you so much for your support. Take care.
We actually don't thank you.
Well, I thank you.
No,
She's rude. Don't be rude. Don't.
Shh.